Good, good morning to you all. My name is Fortune Gezana, and I'm coming live to you from Harare, and I represent Transformation Team. And the topic I have for you this morning is emotional intelligence with the context of the COVID-19 that we are actually experiencing in these times. So I'm hoping that for the next few minutes we'll be able to navigate through that space where we will look at what is emotional intelligence, why is it important at a time such as this, and then we'll have a look at the characteristics of emotional intelligence, what it means to us at the individual level, in the workplace, at home, and then we hopefully wrap it up within the next 15 minutes or so. I hope this will be useful to you, and that indeed it will add value to your lives, and that you'll be able to navigate this difficult experience that we are having globally. It's not just where I am, but it's definitely happening in every corner of this planet. So here goes. Like I said, Fortune Gezana is my name. I represent Transformation Team. We are here basically to give purpose to your lives, to enable people to find meaning and well-being in life. That is what Transformation Team is all about, to give people meaning and well-being in their lives. I would like to just take you quickly through the journey again. So we'll talk about EI, emotional intelligence, why emotional intelligence, and the characteristics thereof. So here's what somebody said. I'm just going to give you a quote by Daniel Goleman. Daniel Goleman says that if your emotional abilities aren't in hand, if you don't have self-awareness, if you are not able to manage your distressing emotions, if you can't have empathy and have effective relationships, then no matter how smart, I like that, no matter how smart you are not going to get very far. Now, just imagine what we're experiencing as a globe, as the nations, that no matter how smart you are, yeah, if you don't have emotional intelligence, you're not going to go very far. So Daniel Goleman was going somewhere with that statement, and I like that. I just thought we could start with that quote from him. So let's talk briefly, what is emotional intelligence? And what I have here is two definitions, and I think they will do well if you internalize them and then you try and contextualize them as we are navigating the space of COVID-19. It says ability. Yeah, emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize your emotions, understand what they're telling you, and realize how your emotions affect people around you. That's amazing. Yeah. It also involves your perception of others. When you understand how they feel, this allows you to manage relationships more effectively. Now, our emotions are going through turbulent times because of COVID-19. And we're saying that to be emotionally intelligent in these times, we want to be able to perceive others and understand them and understand how they feel and manage those relationships effectively. I think that's amazing. Now, the next thing we want to look at is why emotional intelligence? What is so special about emotional intelligence, particularly in the context of COVID-19? And I have a few thoughts here, and there are three things that I want to share with you briefly. The first one is productivity, because guess what? Your employer still expects you to be productive. Yeah, COVID-19 or no COVID-19, they expect productivity. And so we need to be emotionally intelligent in these times so that we remain productive. The second thing that I want to share with you is that people have perceptions that the workplace is unjust, yeah, and that they don't feel like they're treated fairly. And so when we're emotionally intelligent, we're able to manage those feelings of injustice. We're able to manage those feelings that, oh, guess what? My employer does not treat me fairly. So the other thing that we want to look at is that, all having said and done, turnover is what the enterprise is all about. The employer will always look at, so how much money are we bringing in to this enterprise? And so emotionally intelligent keep you in the job. I know in places like the UK, they have what they're calling the furlough schemes, where the government is stepping in and trying to help the employer keep people at work. So everyone is trying to do their bit. But we who are also employed and are employing people, we need to be navigating the space with some emotional intelligence perspective there. And so the findings have actually shown that emotional intelligence will affect these areas. Leadership effectiveness, it's definitely affected by emotional intelligence. How effective are you as a leader? The next thing that you want to look at is how are you going to recruit and retain staff? You also want to look at teamwork. How is your team working, and how are the dynamics in that space? Innovation. The harder things get, the more we have to innovate, and that goes without saying. Performance, productivity, satisfaction, loyalty, I think I've mentioned all those things before. Sales and customer service. Look, without sales, we don't have a business. But again, if we have people who are emotionally unwell, people who have no emotional intelligence, how will they be able to reach out to the customer, current and prospective, without understanding themselves and others in times such as these? And so I just want to take you through the characteristics of emotional or emotionally intelligent people. So we have 7 of them, and I will go through perhaps maybe 3. Next time we can then look at the other 4 remaining. There's self-awareness, expressions, there's awareness of others, reasoning and decision-making. We talk about self-management, and we also talk about management of others, and then the last thing is self-control. So what are we saying when we're talking about self-awareness? Self-awareness, we are saying that this is a skill that you and I would definitely use to great effect if we are going to be emotionally intelligent. And it talks about the ability to perceive and understand your own emotions. Sounds easy. But it's not as easy to execute, because we are saying that people who are high in this dimension, they are, number 1, in tune with their mood, their feelings and emotions at work. Okay, they also demonstrate greater awareness of how their emotions influence their behaviors and performance at work. They demonstrate great awareness of their emotions, and they are in tune with how their demeanor and how their behavior impacts colleagues. So when you are self-aware, what we're saying is, from an emotional intelligence perspective, you know what's happening with you. You can identify the emotions that are happening inside of you, and that you are able to have the demeanor and behavior that impacts your colleagues in a positive way. So the next thing that I want to share with you is expressions. Okay, the skill of effectively expressing your own emotions. Again, people who are high in this dimension were saying they effectively communicate how they feel about various issues at work. As you know, work right now is a bit tricky. We're working from all over the place. Some of us are working from home, some of us are back in the workplace, but your colleagues are not there. They are also agile. You are effectively able to communicate how you feel about the various issues impacting you in the workplace. You also are effectively utilizing non-verbal cues. As you know, they say that communication is not just the words that are coming out of you, it's also your facial expressions, your tone of voice, and things like that. So when you're expressing yourself effectively or intelligently, you're able to use those non-verbal cues to great effect. You create greater understanding about yourself amongst your colleagues. Yeah, you're not leaving them to second guess you and say, oh, okay, so how is this guy feeling, and so on and so forth. You're often described by your colleagues as a genuine and trustworthy colleague to work with. So this is a skill that will effectively help you to express your emotions. Yeah. The third thing that I would want to share with you as I wind up for today is awareness of others. Now, this is very important. You can be aware of the feelings and emotions that you are experiencing in the workplace, at home, or whatever, wherever you may be, but having the skill to understand and to perceive other people's emotions, that's amazing. Yeah? And people who are high in this dimension, we say they are adept at reading others' non-verbal emotional cues. Yeah? And as much as you can read them in yourself and express to others, you should be able to read them in other people as well. You can understand what typically makes people feel different things, Well, what is it that sets their buttons off, and so on and so forth. And you are adept at reading others' emotional moods and emotional states. So it's important as we experience COVID-19, as we experience the different workspaces that we find ourselves in, be it working from home, be it working back in the office, but with thin numbers, how you can navigate this time as our history unfolds effectively and to the good of the business and to great effect as you go up the corporate ladder, as you try and grow as an individual. So thank you so much for listening. We can touch on the other 4 aspects at another time, 4 characteristics that I mentioned. And I'm hoping that this has been helpful to you, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.